what was it about music that drew you?
I've always enjoyed music. I used to when I was really young, like it was supposed to start when I was 4, but I was so keen to do it. I was in a song and dance company.
Oh
Yeah, like three, I started when I was 3.5.
wow.
So I used to, yeah, you don't know this about me. So, I used to sing in the song and dance company, and we did a little bit of tap as well.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, from that age to about, I think till about 9, I was in that company. And I loved that. I loved it's interesting that phrase song and dance company, that
Mm,
term company, um, um, is uh, I think purposefully mo has multiple meanings. And the sort of camaraderie, that idea of doing a show,
yeah.
you practiced something, and that's one sort of there's an enjoyment in just going to like sort of rehearsal or just one sort of lesson or whatever. But actually aiming for a performance is
Mm,
another thing. And but then there's something super unique about being with other people with a shared it doesn't have to just be musicals, a shared artistic goal, and having completed that, and then just being with those people. And
mm,
and that the memory of that stays with
mm.
you forever, especially the shared memory with those other people.
A sense of
I suppose
process and then
it
something, yeah, culmination.
totally, totally. And I suppose that's uh for me that experience is very much the sort of thing that I strive for in collaborative
Mm,
music making. That sort of thing,
yeah.
I know that the thing that we hopefully will create is going to be fantastic. And I've got ideas for how we're going to get there, but it's going to go woo, 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 and rightfully so, because it needs everybody else's input. Um, and and I know there's going to be an impact on the day of said performance,
Hmm.
but the real magic of it is years and years later when they say, "Oh, we did that thing. Do you remember when we did
Yeah.
that thing?" And in saying, "Do you remember when we did that thing?" Some of the songs, some of the little motifs, some of the little things that they had to say, some of the ideas that maybe they came up with that went into the piece, pop up into their head, and I just think that's magical, and that stays with me.
What is it about the community work that really makes you the focus for what you do?
I love the reciprocity of it.
Mm,
I love the fact that there's different phases of that. I love the reciprocity of being in the workshop room and me with in some cases with other musicians. The reciprocity of me with whatever the participants are, whether they are classify themselves as musicians or not. Um, there's back and forth in terms of ideas, both musical and otherwise, which I really love. But I love, I mean, my favorite um, collaborative composition pieces have a reciprocity in the performance. So there's a thing
mm,
that we perform, but there's a thing where we as co-collaborators, co-composers, demand of our audience that involves them in some sort of way.
hmm.
My favorite
Hmm.
moment in any sort of collaborative performance is where we get an unsuspecting audience to do something that helps enhance the performance. And you can feel it both from the audience and from the participants that you've worked with, that there's an extra energy that comes alive.
Mm, they're sort of real part of it. They're drawn
Mm,
in,
very
part of
much
the
so.
journey in a way. And is there anything else that really stands out to you about the that music leadership role that kind of that continues to be important?
Yeah, yeah. I've talked about the memories of it. I love writing with other people.
Mm,
I love making up stuff with other people. Um, in that, it, especially the your my ideal workshop arc is you have a group of people of which some of them are super skeptical about what the outcome is, and
Hmm.
not just skeptical of the outcome. Some of them are skeptical that they will emotionally engage with the outcome.
Hmm.
And the workshops that I most treasure are where you can jot from point to point, watching this transition from particular case study children or
Mm.
adults. Actually, it can be the same with adults, but specifically children I'm thinking of, where skepticism turned into mild curiosity,
Hmm.
and mild curiosity turned into lackluster participation. And lackluster participation evolves into something that resembles enthusiasm, and enthusiasm turns to enjoyment. And then they're there in that final performance, not having thought that they would enjoy a single part of it, but they're just having as much fun as everybody. As much fun as the child who knew they were going to love it from start to finish.
Yeah. A really,
I love that.
a real incredible journey then, a real kind of
Mm,
almost life transforming moment,
this
isn't
is
it?
it.
To realize that actually you can push into something that you didn't think would be worth it, but really, really
Yeah.
was.